Hello, thank you very much for clicking on this video. I really do appreciate it. Today we'll be looking at my picks for a imaginary 1972 Beatles album. Yes. I've already done 1970 and I've already done 1971. Please go back and watch those videos. I'd suggest maybe just watching the 71 there. I do recap the 70. The problem with the 70 video is that it's way too long. These choices get harder and harder as the years progress, and it's taxing my little brain. A couple of things to mention. By 1972, George Harrison had only released All Things Must Pass, studio album, I'm talking here, studio album. And the other issue I had was John Lennon in 1972 did release an album sometime in New York. Okay, so the problem is with that is it's mostly rubbish, with the exception, in my opinion, of two songs. One of them is Attica State. I think I might only really like it because it's one of the few songs I can play on the guitar. The other issue is the other song I like. It's called. Wait for it. Woman is the of the world. I think we know what song I'm talking about. I can't say that word. Now, if I said N-word, then I'd just be putting the actual word in your head. And what's the point? Well, I tell you what the point is. You're not allowed to say it. You can't say it. You shouldn't say it. So woman is the of the world. I think it's a great song. It is a great song, but to be honest, I don't think Paul, George, or Ringo would have gone. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, you're definitely gonna say that. Yeah, oh yeah. No, let's put it on the album. I don't think they would have done that. In fact, studio recording wise, there are only two picks on here from 1972. You guys are much more knowledgeable than I am of this, but from what I was listening to, I've only picked two tracks from 1972. Everything else is from before. I mean, 1973, we are going to be spoilt. I'm opening the album with Smile Away by Paul McCartney off the Ram album. Now, why that is a surprise to me is I never used to like the song. Never used to really like it. It was just like, what the hell is this? And then through a musical journey, I'll tell you what it was. It was the Thrillington album. Smile Away on the Thrillington album is awesome. Loved it. And then it gave me an appreciation for Smile Away on the Ram album. And I was like, hey, I guess I like Smile Away now. And I do. So it's opening the album. It's got the count in, which really, helps start an album, and it does. It's on number one. I don't care what you think. I do care what you think. Let me know in the comments. Have I made a mistake? Second track is actually one of the two from 1972, and that is Back Off Boogaloo by Ringo. Let's face it, probably George Harrison wrote it as well. It sounds very much like George Harrison to me. I think he did. Back Off Boogaloo, apparently something that Mark Bolan said or something. I don't know. Everyone seems to think it's a dig at Paul McCartney. I say everyone. Some people think it's a dig at Paul McCartney. Not true. Track 3 is Crippled Inside by John Lennon. Can you say crippled? Track 3 is Inside by John Lennon. I do have an issue with this song. I don't fully like it, if I'm honest. Why am I putting songs I don't like on here? Mind your own business. I don't fully like the album version. I actually made myself a version of the song that I do like. I get rid of the and a dog's only got one, and I don't like that bit, so I used to cut it out. Much better. My version's much better. Also, I put two of the, because there's like two solos in it, I put them together. Sounds brilliant. But regardless, full version, Crippled Inside, it's on the 72 album. Track 4 is Apple Scruffs by George Harrison. Most of the George Harrison picks, all of the George Harrison picks on here are from All Things Must Pass, and there's a few on here that I never really listened to much in the past, if I'm honest. And I've grown to love them whilst doing this little exercise of mine. Why am I doing it? I don't know. For your entertainment, Jesus. But yeah, Apple Scruffs is a great song. I like that. I don't know how they did it. I'm sure someone out there knows how they got that weird sound. The Apple Scruffs, Apple Scruffs. Someone's gonna know. It doesn't sound like that. Track 5, Heart of the Country by Paul McCartney. Great tune. Had to be on there really. One of the ones I didn't choose previously, so here it is. After the country twang, there's quite a few country twang songs on here. Crippled Inside's got that country twang. After the Heart of Country, I wanted something a bit more. So I chose from 1970 Cold Turkey. It's a great tune. People that have covered it have made it better. It's too long. I think the boys would have just said, "Oh yeah, no, this is a good song. Can it be shorter? It's like it's as much as I like hearing about your drug addiction for 5 minutes. Can it be shortened?" Yeah, so I think this would have been a much better song if it was shortened. But I've put the whole thing on this album because I did make a shorter version as well. Just saying, the power of editing. I used it. And after Cold Turkey, I've gone straight in with another banger, which is Wah Wah by George Harrison. I've always loved this song. Remember the first time I played All Things Must Pass? Boom. Wah Wah. Awesome. And that would close out my side 1. Side 2 starts with Gimme Some Truth. Yeah. So we found out recently, as did Paul McCartney, that they worked on it back in the Let It Be days. And I guess it's got to be on there. It's 3 minutes 18. Thank you, John, for making that a bit shorter. But yeah, we all know Gimme Some Truth. Great song. It's on the album. Following Gimme Some Truth is Run of the Mill by George Harrison. This is one of the ones that I never really listened to before. And whilst doing this, I've really grown to love it. Really good song. Really good song. I hate myself for not, listening to it more in the past. But hey, it's made the 72 album, so I mean, it was slim pickings. He only had the one. It doesn't matter. It's made the 72 album. Following Run of the Mill is Little Woman Love by Paul McCartney. This is a great tune. It's a great tune. Was it a B side or something? I can't remember now. But it wasn't an album. Must have been a B side, right? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I can really hear the Beatles, John and George, singing along with this one, especially the "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Why do I sing on these videos? It doesn't sound good. But the Beatles would have sung it good, and I really do think that this would have been a Beatle track. Yeah, love it. Following that is Jealous Guy by John Lennon. It wasn't on my 71 list because I knew I needed more John Lennon for 72. So here it is, but there is one caveat. It has to be the version from this box set. The album version, it just starts off. I don't like the way it starts. It's all very lullaby-ish. It doesn't. I don't like it. It sounds. I'm really finding it hard to articulate how much I don't like the beginning of it. This version just starts off with simple piano. Also, this version doesn't have him whistling in it. You may like the whistling, but in this he just hums. He hums the whistling bit, and I don't know. I just felt closer to him, It just felt closer. Annoyingly, the piano is panned to the right, but if you don't care about editing Lennon tracks, then maybe you put it in the centre. That's exactly what I did, and God, it sounds good. Next is a track by Paul McCartney, and it's from 1972, and this may be controversial because you kind of think of it more of a 70, it's part of his 73 canon, but in 1972, Paul McCartney released Hi 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 as a single, and I grabbed it. And I think the other Beatles would be well behind releasing this, maybe as a single as well. Who knows? But yeah, great track. Hi, hi, hi. That's followed by Behind That Locked Door by George Harrison. Again, another track that I never really listened to. But oh my God, what a great song. What a great song. I think someone actually, when I was doing 1970, someone pointed out this song and said, why in God's name is Behind That Locked Door not on this? And well, it's here now. I told him I'll be using it later. I didn't know that I would be, but I was just trying to fob him off. But good news is here. I'm such a good guy. And closing this album, this may be controversial because some people don't like it. I love it. The complex. Let's see if you can guess what it is before I tell you what it is. The complex harmonies, the melodies. Oh, it's Ram On by Paul McCartney. Just wonderful. It's just wonderful. I was thinking about using the reprise, just that, but nah, sod it. Stick the whole thing on. Yeah. So that closes out the album. And that's it. That's my Beatles 72 album. What did you think? Let me know in the comments. Did I screw up? Did I miss some obvious ones? Should I have included Woman is the of the World? I don't think they would have done it. I really do want a name for this album, though. I don't think... I mean, Jealous Guy is probably the best one on there. There's no real Paul McCartney ballad on here, so can't even go down that route. So what would you call it? I mean, maybe you wouldn't call it after one of the songs. Would they have called it Hi Hi Hi? Maybe the Beatles Wah Wah would have been good. But who knows? Let me know what you think in the comments, please. If you've made it this far, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. Leave a like. That's the least you can do. Thank you very much for watching. You may go. I've not looked in this for years. Look at that. Look at that as a box. Why are you still here?